the guy who actually got the job. That is Mr. Thomas Brown, man. Thomas Brown was named the interim coach. I talk about Black history. This is ultimate Black history. You've never seen a nigga get 2 promotions in like 3 weeks. And he went from 3 weeks ago, he was pass game coordinator, then he went to offensive coordinator, now he's interim head coach. So I want to talk about his actual opportunity here, because I actually hope they treat this as an actual opportunity and an actual job interview, because it's the best job interview you could possibly have right here, on the job training. There's a difference between somebody telling you what they can and can't do, what they would do in these situations in an interview, compared to you actually see them do it. Now, obviously, 5 games isn't that big of a sample size, but it's going to have to be enough. So I actually hope that he has an actual opportunity here. I think he has an opportunity to galvanize his entire locker room, and it feels like they're behind him already. He had the support from the locker room to get this job. Me and Bang debated this off air when he said it's gonna go to like Hightower or Washington. I was like, it can't. Like, you can't. It has to go to Thomas Brown. Like, especially when it comes to Caleb. And I know there's some concerns about people saying, well, it's gonna mess up Caleb. He's got to call plays on the sideline. I believe if you're a good play caller, you're a good play caller. Like, if we're really worrying about where on the field he sits, he might just not be that good of a coordinator to begin with. And one thing I will say about Caleb, which I think they said this perfectly on Rich Eisen yesterday, these situations he's in, he's going to be coming into a second head coach, maybe third head coach next year. And it can potentially damage him, but I think the talent is just too much for it to damage him. I think the way he's gone through this, and he said this himself, has helped him out a lot. Despite the fact that he ain't supposed to be in this situation, he's still thriving through it. And so I think that it doesn't really matter. You're going to see whether he's a good play call or not. So I'm not really worried about that. But I hope he has a legitimate opportunity to go out there and finish on a high note. They're not making the playoffs. Let's be real about it. I think the last seed is going to either be a 10 or 11 win team. That ship is already sailed for the Bears. Go in there, finish it with some momentum, get the defense behind you, let the offense keep taking it to the next level. And if you're Thomas Brown, you're fighting for your job, really, not just with the Bears, but with any teams. A lot of teams are looking at how he can put this together. And I'm not saying they're going to finish this way, because I still only got them winning 2 games over the stretch. Let's say they finish 4-1, or even better, 5-0. That's going to help them out. And I hope the Bears, the Bears are kind of like somebody said, I think it's my man Reese Rolex on Twitter. My man Reese said, I don't want them to just do peak Bears and just, bring him as head coach just because. I'm like, yeah, peak Bears will also be that Thomas Brown goes out there and does great and let him walk out, and you just let the next Mike Tomlin walk out. So I really hope they're doing actual evaluation of Thomas Brown these next 5 weeks, because it's a big, big opportunity for him. Dante, what you think about the opportunity for Thomas Brown these next 5 weeks?
I think it's big. Like we said, that's one of the reasons I really wanted him to get the full 5, as opposed to playing around, keeping flukes all season, and then he just gets the token interview at the end of the year. So now you have 5 full weeks. You have a real evaluation period where you can really see how he manages his team, especially with the expectations you had coming into this season with the talent that you have on the roster. Now you can see, okay, you've been given this. I know it's late. It's not the ideal situation, but let's see how you handle it. How you mitigate the issues we have and put out the best product every Sunday. So if he can get this team prepared and they look like, we've said Caleb has looked like a different player. If this team looks like a different football team, I think you have to, strongly, consider keeping Thomas Brown around. So I think the opportunity is amazing for both sides, because with the Bears, this can, save a lot of time in the offseason, whereas as opposed to going through the coaching hires, you already have your guy in-house, and now we go directly in the roster building. We go right into what we want to do. And I know you got, the Ben Johnsons and all the hot names out there. But like you said, Scott, I would hate for this guy to come in here these last 5 weeks, go, 4-1, or, just have the team looking completely different, and we just let him walk out the door and he goes somewhere else and has a great career. So there are some good options out there. We had the whole leader of men talk, which is still scary to me, because they said that a couple years ago. And so we know that don't mean much. So I think this is a situation where if I'm Thomas Brown, I'm gonna show you exactly why. You should consider me to be the head coach the same way you claim you loved my interview for offensive coordinator, but you hired Shane Waldron. So it's like it's the perfect scenario for them to really catch lightning in a bottle, and I'm just hoping that they take advantage of it.
So cool. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not